Hi, this is your instructor Deborah, and in this video I'm going to walk you through how to approach and begin Module 5 for our CSIT 125 Word class. So in this screen I have already logged into Canvas, and I'm scrolling the screen up to the yellow buttons, and I'm going to click here into the Modules page. When you get to the modules page, you should see Module 5 available for you. If it's not there, if you don't see it, then it probably means you haven't completed everything from Module 4. Everything has to be done from Module 4 before you can do Module 5. And you'll know that everything is done in Module 4 if you look over here on the right and you see a green check mark. Now, your green check marks are going to look a little different from mine, so don't worry about that. But as long as you get a check mark for every component and also a check mark up here for the completing all items, then Module 5 should be available for you. Now, on my page, you'll still see green check marks here, but that means something different than what it will mean on your screen. So Module 5 is just like the other modules. You've got an overview, a lecturette, a couple of videos to watch, a project to complete, and a discussion to post to. So I'm going to click into the overview page first, and it introduces the main topics of study for Module 5, which is templates and mail merge. Both of these are very important in Word documents. They're used all over the world, probably more often than almost any other tool in Word. So please read through the overview just to get a sense of what's going to be coming along in Module 5. These are the student learning outcomes, things you're going to be, the objectives, things you're going to be learning about. And here, down here, of course, is the summary of tasks, things you're going to do. You're going to read Chapter 5. You don't have to do any of the tutorials if you don't want to. They are not required, but as always, I highly recommend that you complete as many of them as you can, and that includes the pause and practice exercises within each chapter. It also includes, if you want to, and I highly recommend that you do, the Show Me, Guide Me, Let Me Try tutorials in SimNet, in the SimNet version of the chapter. So, but again, you don't have to turn those in or do them. They're not going to be graded. There will be several, at least two, I think three videos in Canvas to watch to help you understand how to do the things in this module. And the project you're going to do is one that begins in SimNet and is submitted into SimNet. And while you're working on it, you're going to use the SimNet files. They have student data files there that are the same as the ones that I provide for you in Canvas, but they're a little bit different. They're more exact to SimNet, and so you need to use those files. Just do everything in the project directions as instructed. Finally, there's going to be a Canvas discussion for Module 5 where you're going to get to create some letterhead. So I'm going to click Next and go to the next page. This is the lecturette. Please be sure to read the lecturette carefully. This explains, I'm hoping that it clarifies what you need to know and understand about templates. There are some illustrations here on this page. Look all the way through it. There is also a video here. This video shows you how to create, save, and reuse your own personal customized template. Please be sure to watch that video before you try to make your own. Keep going down into mail merge. This explains what mail merge is, how it's used, and kind of illustrates how it works, because mail merge, some people find it kind of confusing at first when they're not used to it, and once they get the hang of it, it's very, very clear. So it's just getting over that initial learning curve of what is mail merge, what does it really do. So this page explains and illustrates the information I'm trying to convey to you. What is mail merge? How is it useful and productive in different kinds of businesses? And so there are some illustrations here. So I'm going to go ahead and click Next. This is the video page in Module 5, and there are two videos here. This first one is one that I made that demonstrates how to create a form letter that you want to send to multiple people using the mail merge tool. In very brief, basically what you're doing is you're taking a letter that's been typed up, a business letter, and you want to send copies of it to lots of different people. And it could be 5 people or it could be 500 people. Now, if you had to type every person's name and address individually at the top of every page, that would take forever and it would be crazy. But instead, mail merge does that for you, so that when you end up with mail merge in just a few minutes, you can end up with many, many copies of that form letter, and each one is individually addressed to each person in the list. So it's really a great tool. This other video down here is one that I made that shows how to compress or zip multiple files or one really large file into a compressed folder to make it easier and faster to send it to someone over the internet. So it's a handy tool to know how to use if you need to send something that's very, very large file that is normally very slow, or maybe you can't send it because it's too big. If you compress it like this, you might be able to send it very easily. So I'm going to click to the next page. This page discusses the project. It tells you exactly what to do, how to begin the project, where to begin the project. Please be sure to read through this. This is the second time we're going to do a project within SimNet and submit it into SimNet. So please remember not to try to submit it into Canvas. There is no place to do that. So please be sure, read through these instructions, and you're going to go into SimNet when you're ready to start the project. On the next page, this is the last task for Module 5. This is the discussion. And instead of typing your opinion about something or your observations about something, instead of doing that, what you're going to do is you're going to select a type of business from this purple list down here. There are 5 different businesses that you can pick from, and when you choose one of those, you're going to then design a letterhead for that business and create it as a Word template file. So please read through this whole thing before you start working on this discussion project. So it shouldn't take you that long, really. And if you're not sure what to do or how to design a letterhead, I have 3 different websites you can click to that have lots of different examples of modern letterhead that people use today. Now these examples, some of them are kind of complex and very fancy. You don't need to make yours that fancy. It can just be very basic, but you are going to be working with text and graphics, so please just read through this and look at the different examples in those websites. Please be sure to check the date and keep that in mind. Everything in Module 5 is due by March 14th, by midnight on that night. And if you have any questions, please let me know as soon as possible.